This proved to be one of the trickier videos I've ever scripted. How on earth does one write about the unknowable? How do you explain something that, by its very nature, defies explanation? And how do you talk about a game whose very mechanics are designed to be obscure, the unfurling of which is the very challenge of the game? Well, in the early 20th century there was one guy who was very good at writing about the unknowable, one Howard Phillips Lovecraft. In between bouts of extraordinary racism, H.P. Lovecraft penned some of the weirdest and most amazing horror stories, often known nowadays as the Cthulhu mythos. The central premise was that we, as humans, though we like to consider ourselves the top of the food chain, are actually ultimately completely insignificant on the cosmic stage. The blackness of the void obscures creatures so powerful that we can't even comprehend them, and to even learn of these beings' existence, much less glimpse upon one even briefly, would induce utter madness. Historically, a few video games have tried to tackle this Lovecraftian theme, notably, to me at least, Eternal Darkness on the GameCube and Bloodborne on PlayStation 4. These are two of my favourite games ever made. I spent much of my teenage years devouring the complete works of Lovecraft, and so any hint of his works being referenced or inspired in a video game sends me into dizzying fits of excitement. Enter Cultist Simulator, developed by Weather Factory, originally for PC, but ported to mobile devices by Playdigious in April of 2019. Heads up, this is not a free game on mobile, and does require a very modest fee to purchase. Cultist Simulator takes a whole new spin on the Lovecraftian theme. This time around, we're not uncovering some Elder God plot and flailing around in our mortal incompetence to try and foil it. No, we're the ones awakening in our dreams to new possibilities. We're not trying to stop some mad cult that worships the Elder Things, we're trying to lead that cult. Also, gone are the action sequences and visceral mental horror aspects of Bloodborne and Eternal Darkness. This is a card game. Wait, stick with me here. Yeah, I'm not usually a fan of card games either, save for the occasional dabbling with Hearthstone, but here, it actually works. The game is very text-based, there's a lot of reading, but thankfully, Alexis Kennedy is a master of vividly abstract prose. The writing is richly atmospheric, setting the scene and the feel of what's going on beautifully. The descriptions of depression and despair are particularly revealing, and as someone with a history there, this clearly comes from a place of knowing. The writing weaves an intricate tale of your own devising, dragging you down the spiral into madness with the characters. You play as multiple different characters throughout your time with Cultist Simulator. In one game, you may be a simple lackey looking for a deeper meaning in the universe and something to belong to, something to distract you from the meniality of your hospital job. You may be a rich socialite seeking to learn the truth of your father's illness and his dreams. You may be a police investigator lured in too deep whilst investigating the strange goings-on caused by said socialite. You may be the doctor at the hospital who had to deal with our investigator going mad and being institutionalized. You see, though each game is a standalone experience and each character you play as has their own unique skills and traits, the stories link into each other. Each new start leads on from previous attempts, feeling like it's all part of one grand scheme, with some unknowable force overseeing it all. That's a feeling that's hard to shake. Your main goal in each game, tautological as it is to successfully achieve your goal. This will usually be ascension to the top of one of 9 cults with wonderfully esoteric names, such as the Mirror of Glory or the Children of Silence. How you reach that goal is up to you, and it's part of the wonder of playing the game. The game offers no tutorial, and it actively suggests that you don't seek out advice online. Play the game, see what works, make mistakes, learn, don't spoil it for yourself. It's not like the game just up and dumps you in the deep end with no sense of direction, however. The early games give you a slow entry into game mechanics, understanding that you need to use the noun cards in the verb nodes in order to do things. Essentially, think of what you want to do, then try and figure out how the cards would let you do that. If you want to wander around a bookshop in search of forbidden lore, head over to the Explore verb node and drop in the bookshop noun card and the funds card, and there we go. If you're sick and you need to recover, you can use the Dream verb node to rest on the illness, using funds for medicine. There are numerous ways to die in Cultist Simulator. This may be from starvation or sickness if your occult goals outpace your health and wealth. From suicide if you go utterly insane by not balancing your faculties. Or from being arrested by the police or killed by rival cults. You'll need to focus on survival, find a job and persist at it, make money, keep your health up. Every character has unique stats, shown here. There are ways to increase these, but I'm not going to tell you how. Dying, yeah, it's frustrating, but it is part of the experience, and the game does a great job of hinting at what you could do better next time. Again, try things out, see what works, make mistakes, and learn. Everything is tied to a clock too. There's no turn-based goings-on here, just you, the madness from beyond our reality, and the clock. You can pause proceedings, which I'd really recommend you do from time to time, as you'll need to be reading almost every card and event that happens. There are sometimes some subtle clues hidden in the text, and frankly, the story and atmosphere that the cards build is lost if you don't pay any attention to it. This is what makes Cultist Simulator so hard to explain and really to do justice to in a video. The game's story and tone are both conveyed through text and an amazing soundtrack. This simple, clean interface hides a monstrously creepy and deep ambience. If you're into clever storytelling and deep gameplay and don't mind a little bit of reading and a lot of trial and error as you learn, then you'll find that Cultist Simulator is just about as atmospheric as it gets, compelling in its narrative, and it will keep you coming back time and time again. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any feedback for me, or want to have a chat about this or any other mobile games, do head either to the comment section down below, or come join us on the Gaming Galleon Discord. Details are on screen in a moment. Huge shout out and big thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys are the ones who keep this ship floating. You keep fuel in my generator and fuel on my food on my table. Fuel in my belly, I suppose, in my generator. Anyway, I'm beginning to ramble now, guys, so happy sailing, and see you all next time.